Good morning, my good people. It is 6 o'clock in the morning. I am up, getting ready to take my baby to school in a minute. And then I got to take my car to get my car settings reset on the sensor and drive it so I can go through emissions and everything and get everything finalized so I can be 100% good to drive. Like, no police, nothing. I'm good, you know what I'm saying? But I'm still good to drive now. I got insurance and I got a temp tag right now, so I'm good up until I can get everything registered with this car and this vehicle. But I had quite a few people on my page that don't know like the story and have been following my story about how I became homeless, and quite a few of y'all probably don't even know how I became homeless still. And you know, for the people who know and been following my page, they know. But I didn't start having housing issues until after when COVID lifted. Because when I think a lot of people became affected when it came to housing and inflation and all that when COVID lifted. You know what I'm saying? And it really affected a lot of people, including myself, you know. But you know, during those 2 years period when the whole city was shut down, I have kids and my son was in school and they shut everything down, so my son had to be homeschooled. Therefore, I couldn't work my job because I had to stay at home with my child so he can go to school. And when they had everything on lockdown, people was acting crazy. Don't sneeze on me. Y'all get away from me. You wear your mask at. Are you vaccinated? People was really, you can't have no babysitting. You can't have nobody come to your house to watch your child while you be an essential worker and go to work and shit. Which I was part of the essential worker, but I couldn't work because I had a child that was in school, and when they shut everything down, I had to stay at home and be with my son to monitor him on that computer they was giving out for homeschooling when COVID shut everything down. It set everybody back. It wasn't nobody's fault, okay? It set a lot of shit back when COVID had hit, and it put a lot of people in messed up positions. So not only I had to leave my job for that time, you know, I wasn't making any money like that. So I started looking online for remote stay-at-home jobs, things like that. But you know, I'm applying to these remote jobs, but I'm not getting anything back. I didn't receive anything. But long story short, you know, they gave out them stimulus check, which is not a lot of money, you know what I'm saying? And people who had kids, they gave us a little bit more money, you know, to help, you know, pay for groceries and all that, whatever we need, food, whatever, because everything was shut down. So a lot of people was getting shit ordered, you know, delivered. When no going to no store like that, it was limitations of how many people can go in the store. It was a lot of resources and money and funds that was pushed out to people, to everybody, because it affected everybody. So now that COVID has lifted and a lot of people became homeless and became fucked up after the COVID lifted, all the money, resources, and funds that they had, they gave us during the pandemic, all was gone and exhausted. It wasn't no more left. So now you got all these people from who got affected through COVID that's still homeless today, are still struggling with housing insecurity because of what happened with COVID. That's what happened with me. Okay, the last apartments I was staying in, you know, the apartment was $950 a month for a 2-bedroom, and I was literally in the Bluff. I was born and raised in the Bluff. Anybody from Atlanta know what the Bluff is, and anybody seen snow in the Bluff? That area in Atlanta is like the most high area for crime, prostitution. It's like notorious. Everybody know about the Bluff. I was born and raised over there. I lived over there, you know, all my life. I have never lived anywhere else but the west side of Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, I had a nice little apartment over there. It was affordable, whatever. But a lot of these properties started doing a lot of fraud and misusing funds from COVID, you know, business, people losing money. And the apartment was just like these. You know, they was real small. It's like a small apartment. It ain't no big gated community apartment. It's real little. And so it's owned by like regular people. It ain't, you know, it's owned by like not no corporation, but a person. And they was doing some stuff, you know, and resulted to a lot of folks, you know, the apartments getting cleared out. So they offered me a 3-month hotel voucher. This was back in 2020, 2021, actually. and I had to vacate my unit back in October of 2021. They offered me a 3-month hotel voucher, which I did take, and I had a job at the time. I was working, so that was after COVID. They offered me a 3-month hotel voucher when it lifted, and everybody was getting thrown out of places and all that shit. So I took the voucher and went to the hotel for 3 months to stay there. Those 3 months that I was staying there, I was pregnant with my daughter, Iris, and I had 2 jobs now, working for DHL and working for the Georgia Aquarium. I worked both of them jobs pregnant, because can nobody tell me I'm lazy when I'm big as hell working 2 physical motherfucking jobs on my feet for long periods of time. You know, I'm talking about that DHL too, because them folks gonna get sued for firing me because I fainted at work and then they let me go after they told me to take some time out. That's a whole other story. But anyway, that's how all this homeless shit became with me. Because people think that when you're homeless, they think that you on drugs or you spending your money irresponsibly instead of paying your rent. That's not the case with me. You know, me becoming homeless was no fault of my own. You know, I'm just trying to help myself come out of this hurdle of housing instability and come out of this hurdle of being homeless. So I started documenting my journey pretty much of me being in hotels, me being pregnant, me in and out the hospital, you know, me having these jobs. I kept every receipt. I spent money, thousands of dollars on hotels because I didn't make 3 times the rent at the job to even get a place to live. That's how I started partnering up with these programs. That's how I ended up getting partnered up with Zabin that moved me into that apartment last year in 2023, that high-ass apartment, and I ain't had no job at the time because the lady heard I was getting money from a group or program was gonna pay my rent up, and they allowed me to move there with nothing. You know, and then the rent was high as hell. Program ran out of money, left me in there. I got evicted because I couldn't afford the rent because of my job, and the money I was making didn't match the rent. And they didn't match the rent from the get-go, but she heard program money. I signed some paperwork. I was ready to get in my own shit, and then that's how I became back homeless again. So it's like I started documenting everything with evidence, receipts, all this shit about how I became homeless and what the program was doing and what they were saying to me and how they was harassing me and making me feel all crazy. And you know, I take medicine. Well, I don't take the medicine, but I do have been diagnosed with bipolar disorder, ADHD, and schizophrenia. That's the pills that I take. I will upload my pills so people think I'll be lying. You know, just because they diagnosed me with something don't mean that I'm crazy and something wrong with me. Ain't nothing wrong with me. I got perfect good sense. You know what I'm saying? It's just me losing my child, me going through all this. I've been diagnosed with this type of condition for years and years and years, and I always live with it. I always handle my shit. But now that I'm struggling and I'm reaching out for help and everything, it's like people want to know how I became homeless. You know, they want to know the story, and this is what I'm telling y'all. This is why I became homeless.
I can't do this anymore. Me, my daughter, and my grandkids, we are outside in this cold weather. We are in Atlanta, Georgia. We don't have nowhere to go. I have been hustling and bustling, trying to find a job, but the jobs keep staying. They're going on to the next candidate. I am so tired. I don't want my grandbaby out here. Is there some people around here, they're okay with sleeping outside? Well, I am not. I'm freezing. I feel like my neck about to break off. My hands is freezing, and we cannot do this out here. These babies don't deserve this. I am so tired of living in a town that nobody cares. This place, Gwinnett County, is the worst. But half of the shelters in Atlanta is also full. We can't do this. We cannot sleep out here. It is too cold at night to sleep out here through this night. It is too cold out here. I am so sick of this. I've been going through this for the last couple of months, and I cannot do this no longer. I cannot sleep outside. It is hard on my body. Me, my two grandkids, and my daughter, we are sleeping outside right now, and it's not fun. It is 1 o'clock in the morning. It's really cold. I'm freezing. I can barely talk. I am tired.
Hey, so I was asked to do a little story time of how I became homeless and whatnot, living in my car and shit like that. So I'm just gonna give you the short version, so it's not super long. You know what I'm saying? So here it goes. Last year, March 2021, I decided I didn't want to live the apartment lifestyle anymore. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't release where I was living at. So I decided to live with my autistic best friend. You know what I'm saying? Because I just got tired of the system, how we had to work 40 plus hours and pay $1,300 a month for rent and car insurance and all that stuff, and and working at a job where they don't appreciate you and you ask for promotion and they don't take you seriously. They never listen to you. So I got tired of it. So I just didn't release and I decided to live with my friend for a little bit. It wasn't the first time living with them, you know what I'm saying? I did it back in 2018, you know what I'm saying, for a few months, and then I got back on my own. But this time I had to save for a car because my car was gone, you know what I'm saying? The lug nut to the wheel it was stuck. It broke on there, so I couldn't take the wheel off, and then I had to just pretty much abandon that car, you know what I'm saying? And I had to save up for a new one, which is the Jeep I have now. But living with Patrick and his family, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get too much into detail, but I was being bullied. I was being judged of the way I look, the way I dress, how I eat, things like that. And the thing is that I was always as simple as I could be, you know what I'm saying? As quiet. I never invited people over. Was never loud. I just kept to myself, you know what I'm saying? I just kept it as simple and as easy as for everybody as I could possibly make it, you know what I'm saying? But Patrick's mom just had something against me, you know what I'm saying? She would always judge I'm too skinny, or if I wear a muscle shirt that actually I need to cut my armpit hair, or trim my toenails, stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Any opportunity she had to bully me or talk shit to me, she took it, you know what I'm saying? And I decided that I had enough, you know what I'm saying? So August of last year, I got my Jeep Renegade, and then a couple months later, we went to their son's wedding, and that is when I decided that I cannot live with them anymore, because she had me have my hair tied up because she was so against my hair, like being down. So she had me put it up in a bun, stuff like that. And after that, I decided I cannot live here anymore. I'm a grown man. I'm not going to be told how to dress or how to have my hair. So I decided to live in my car. So that's pretty much the gist of it, guys. You know what I'm saying? And thankfully, I have this job now. I don't make as much as I used to at my other job. Again, more of the not listening to me, not taking me seriously. So I decided to leave and make less money. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm like just trying to figure out what to do, if I want to still live the car lifestyle or get a place of my own. But I may be without a car for a little bit. As you saw in my TikTok last night, someone hit my car. So I'm just praying for a miracle, man. Just to start the new year off fresh and yeah.